Okay, we're going live. That's good. I'm gonna count down from 3, 2, 1. Put the built-in stream on. Okay, and going live. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Manhood. Today is, what is it? Monday. It is Monday. Got that. And we're live. That's good. Oh, no. I lost it. Hold on. Rid of those two. Get it back. There we go. We're good. We're in. Sunday, May 11th. It is my son's birthday today. So that's pretty cool. I should be going to my gratitudes for the day, huh? Nice. Today, where are we at? You know what we need to do? We need to level up our... We're going to buy some Titanite shards real quick. Let's see. Roll out here. Let's go. 18 Titanite shards? It's a lot. That is a lot. We're out. We're just going to keep fighting. I think it's time that we crawl down into the demon ruins. That's what's next. All right. Today we're going through 2 Samuel chapter 4. That kind of answers the question, what happens when people try to accomplish... Thanks, Decky. Play-by-play, welcome in. Hey, Erich Von Erich, good morning, man. Welcome in. Hi, what's up? So, 2 Samuel chapter 4 kind of talks about what happens when people try to accomplish God's will through ungodly methods. And that's the full tension here. The kingdom is shifting toward David. Saul's house is absolutely collapsing, and everyone can feel the change coming. But instead of trusting God's timing, some men decide to force the outcome on themselves. What's up, Elfie and Erich Von Erich again in the virtual stream? Welcome in. So they try to force the outcome themselves. They believe they're helping David, but completely misunderstand David's heart. And because throughout David's story, one truth keeps appearing: God never needs sin to accomplish His purpose. And so this chapter is a warning about essentially taking shortcuts. Thanks so much for the sub. Sorry, there's no way for me to see subs on the red platform that I can tell, at least that tell me that it happens. But thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate it. All right, before we get into that, we're going through our proverb of the day and our gratitude. Oh, look at that. Wow. Should we try this rock sling thing? That doesn't really do much. Oh, they put a bunch of skeletons down here? Nice. Will he jump down? Oh, they'll just fight him. Oh, he goes crazy. Hold on, we're good. We're good. Nope, we're not good. He killed it. Okay. Thanks, brother. It was helpful. My day's good, man. Hey, Brian, welcome in, man. All right, proverb of the day, Proverbs 18, verse 9. Whoever is slack in his work is a brother to him who destroys. Essentially, if you just like are, what would you call that? Like a weak worker. What's going on, Heavenly Breath? Good morning. Oh, you're a high level member. That's cool. Thanks so much for being a high level member, man. Yeah, so essentially, if you do terrible in your work, you're essentially the same as somebody who actively destroys things. What's your favorite game? Thanks for the heart, me man. I don't know. Probably one of the Souls games. Fill it up. We're good. Nice try. 1, 2. Okay, we got him. Sweet, we did it. Well, way to go, everybody. Nice. What's your favorite game, Elfie? All right, gratitude. I'm thankful, one, for hats. Hats are sweet, and I don't have to, like, figure out how to brush my hair in the morning. That's nice. I'm thankful for that. Yesterday had me realizing, like, man, I'm thankful for, like, the powerful lineage of godly women in and around my life and my family and everything else. I'm very blessed. I'm super grateful for it. Glasses. Both drinking and vision. Yes. Yesterday I got to work with my kids for a while, and that was super nice. We did a bunch of... We had to take stuff to the dump and everything, and it was great just getting to be with them and be effective together. How many times do I have to kill these guys before they're done? All right, we're good. I get tired of squinting. Yeah, I do too. I'm thankful for waking up this morning. Thank God, amen. That's awesome, Eric. Me too. Get another day to go out and win Geometry Dash. I've never played that before. That's cool. All right, quick recap. Real fast. This is actually a short chapter today. Very short. Old Sage's Blindfold. All right, so 2 Samuel begins after the deaths of Saul and Jonathan. Essentially, remember, Samuel is essentially one book. But at the time, scrolls could not fit everything on it. So they split it into 2 scrolls. Those became denoted as 1 Samuel and 2 Samuel. And that's how we have them as 2 books today. So they are the same book. It's not like a totally different timeline or author that's writing them. Oh, I feel like this is going to be not super fun. But 2 Samuel begins after the death of Saul and Jonathan. In chapter 1, David mourns Saul instead of celebrating his downfall. In chapter 2, David becomes king over Judah, but the kingdom remains divided as Saul's son Ishbosheth rules over much of Israel. Chapter 3 intensifies with political conflict, mainly between Joab and Abner. They're the 2 commanders of the war, and Abner essentially put Ishbosheth in place and is the one with the power holding him in authority over the rest of Israel. What happens after that? Then after that, Abner defects towards the military leader for Ishbosheth. He defects towards David after internal tension, but Joab murders him because he killed his brother. David publicly mourns Abner and distances himself from the violence that Joab brought. And now in chapter 4, Saul's remaining kingdom is going to become unstable. That's what we're going into now. Okay, I'll read the first verse and talk about it for a bit because this is actually pretty interesting. Hold on, we're going to... Oh, it's 3 at a time. Okay, good. Good to know. So we got to go... Oh, good. 1... Okay, you got to roll a little further apart. Oh my goodness, what is that? Is there a way for us to kill this thing? I'm assuming so. Where do I need to get to not die? Oh, okay. Oh, good. That was a terrible move going to that area. Wow. How happy are you? Very happy. I'm super grateful. Okay, verse 1. We're standing right here for a minute. When Ishbosheth, Saul's son, heard that Abner had died at Hebron, his courage failed, and all Israel was dismayed. So this reinforces the concept that the only reason Ishbosheth is holding any authority in this is because Abner was essentially keeping him in authority through his power. And so now that Abner's gone, Ishbosheth's courage is completely gone because he's got nobody else. And we're going to see that it's even worse than that. If I just run, do I get hit by him? I do. Okay. I figured out the timing. Here, I'm going to block myself by this. They had to rush my sister-in-law to have a peacemaker put in. Wow. I have this lingering cough that's been here for like weeks now, and it won't go away. Okay, they had a sister-in-law had to be rushed to put a pacemaker in. She coded twice, and her heart stopped once while they were in surgery for the infection. Oh my goodness, man! I'm assuming the reason that's called gratitude is because it worked out. It may have cut off your comment because it characterized it as too long or something. Okay, they have since extubated her, and she is breathing on her own. Dude, praise God, man. That's terrifying. That is super sad. Okay, we're good. We got that. I'll be praying for her for sure. Yeah, that kind of stuff is scary, man. He's going to try to get away. There we go. You just run him into the... Oh, I missed. There we go. We got it. We got it. Oh, no. Is he going to attack me? Isn't this the guy that's like the brother or whatever of that girl? It is. Oh, I missed. Oh, no. Here we go. Run over here real fast. I will for sure, Brian. Thanks for sharing it. That's what you got to do. Just back far enough away that you can build it up. Well, that's sad. She's probably going to hate me now. Super sad. All right. So he's lost all courage. Abner was holding him up. He now has no one. And we're going to find out that he doesn't even have... he doesn't even have strong allegiance to himself in and of himself. So all of it's falling apart all at once. And so his courage failed, and all of Israel was dismayed. So they're all now fearful of what David is going to do now that Abner... And it's likely that there was some assumption that David was a part of it. Though he did distance himself from him. He had a public funeral, and he gained a lot of people's trust based upon that, even the people of Israel, because they knew that it wasn't his will that Abner be put to death. So, Saul's son had two men who were captains of raiding bands. The name of one was Banah, and the name of the other was Rechab. Again, no idea if I'm pronouncing those correctly. They were sons of Rimmon, a man of Benjamin from Beeroth, for Beeroth is also counted as part of Benjamin. The reason this is important, the reason it matters, is because Benjamin is the house of Saul and Saul's family. So Ishbosheth is a part of the house of Benjamin, as these guys are. And so it's labeling this because not only are they supposed to be part of his army, Yeah, it'd be crazy, David. I've thought about that as well. That'd be very, very cool. You think it'll kill this crab, this flame crab? I don't think there's anything over here worth. Yeah, it was a bad roll. Okay. Great. Good. Good, 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 good. I will for sure. Thrower, what do you got? Hold on, I gotta sneeze again. With a bunch of like allergy slash weird cold like sickness. It's great. Really enjoy it. Okay, so these two guys were in the house of Benjamin. Super cool concept of a Bible study. Got to go to work managed. Thanks, Flynn. We're here every morning, man. Every morning, same time. Hold on. 2, 3. All right. We're going to roll up here. We got to go pick up our souls at least, and then we'll keep moving. We got to go pick them up. All right, let's go. So the Beerothites fled to Gittaim and have been sojourners there to this day. Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son who was crippled in his feet. It's really, really interesting they bring this up right now, or at least I find it interesting, because it's like a small side note that becomes incredibly, incredibly central to the story later on. But right now it's just this kind of passing mention of Mephibosheth. So Jonathan, this was David's like closest friend. He loved him greatly. Hold on. I feel like I'm going to die here. No, we're good. Oh, I was wondering. Okay. That's cool. I feel sorry for myself, but I just don't know what to do with my life. Yeah, dude, I'll pray for you for that. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Look at this, like, floating rock. Well, that guy looks cool. Oh, man, he's strong. I feel like that should have busted his... There we go, we got him. 26. What are you doing right now? Okay, this feels like a trap. Okay. Well, we're going to get poisoned. Let's move this way. Draw him out. Draw him out. To be honest, man, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Still kind of don't. That's not true anymore, actually. That's not a fair statement. Man, that goes a long way. Ouch. Oh, great. Okay, that was dumb. That was dumb. I'm going to keep reading. Jonathan, the son of Saul, had a son who was crippled in his feet. He was 5 years old when the news about Saul and Jonathan came from Jezreel. So it sounds like, depending on the timeline here, I get confused about the timeline because it says that Ishbosheth reigned for 2 years total. But it says that David was king over Judah for 7. So this was still a child, one way or another. If it was 7 more years or 2 more years, he's either somewhere around, he's probably somewhere around 7 to 12, somewhere in that range. But he was 5 years old when news came that Saul and Jonathan were dead, and his nurse took him up and fled. And as she fled in her haste, she fell and he became lame. So based upon no issue of his own, he essentially becomes crippled. BMO, thanks for following, man. BMO, maybe. All right, let's move. Okay, we're good. So he becomes crippled. This is later on. It's going to become way more central to the story because he does come up more than this. But right now, it's mentioned as a passing by. It's likely that his nurse picked him up and fled because she found out that Oh, okay, I got it. We survived. Sorry, I had to do that. She probably believed that the Philistines would probably send people directly to the house of Saul to wipe out his lineage, and so she picked him up and fled with him. I don't know what that noise is. Maybe that's the crabs. Chaos gem. Overall, I do wish I had a overall thrower. Sorry, that's the name of the person commenting. I wish I had a really, really good answer for you. I think what I've found to be true most of my life is that most people don't like have a deep sense of here's exactly what I'm going to do, but rather essentially stumble into what they do as they move through life. Okay, I was going to say, I feel like that should... There we go. We're good. But it is really, really tough, especially as you're... Oh, look, here's a fire. Actually, oh, there's my stuff right there. I'll grab that real quick. Especially as you're getting older, man. One of the things that... let me ask you this. Are you married? If you're still here. I think you might have dropped out. Zach. I just saw Zach pop in. Welcome in. Hold on. Rather than losing this, I'm just going to go level up real quick, and then I'll come back. So, the nurse flees with Mephibosheth, Jonathan's son, ends up crippling Mephibosheth, and it's essentially kind of a one line. But it is mentioning that Saul still does have lineage even outside of Ishbosheth alive, and that's Mephibosheth, Jonathan's son. So there is still a direct tie to the kingship. Let's see. We got to get strength closer to where we need it to be. I might have enough to level this up too. 1 second, we'll get out there. Do it. We're good. All right. So, hold on. I lost my place. 1 second. Okay, now the sons of Ramon, the Barathite, remember, that's Rechab and Banah. They were leaders of Ishbosheth's, bandit party? What are they called? Captains of the raiding bands. So they were directly under the authority of Ishbosheth. But this shows that Ishbosheth really has no clear authority or what do you call it when someone is like loyalty from his people. So they set out, and about the heat of the day, they came to the house of Ishbosheth as he was taking his noonday rest. Noonday rests were extremely common. Believe it or not, they didn't have air conditioning back in this time. So it was extremely common for them to essentially... Oh, no, he saw me. Okay, we probably should kill him. It's going to be a mistake if we don't. We're good. Going to wrap around. 1. All right, we got him. Okay, watch this. How far does this go? Barely any way at all. Okay. That should still be implemented into this day, a 2-hour nap for every day. Yeah, that apps, I agree. They still do that in hot areas, near siestas. Yes, they still do. I was just making the point that it was very, very common at the time. It's nothing new. You guys are absolutely right. Are you going to get the Duskblood when it comes out? Jules, first off, it's good to see you. Secondly, probably. I don't have a Switch 2. So... Oh, look at that. Our strength got us where we could hit them in 2. So the answer is most likely, though I haven't figured that out yet. I also don't know when it's coming out. I'd like to play it on here. Wow, that's a lot of swings. All right, we're good. Motto, no, I'm not. Not even close. But his spirit is at work in me. So I hope that you can see Jesus as I live. Wow. Cool, man. Thanks. Praise God. We're here every morning reading the Bible. It's good. You should join us. He's an ambassador. He's just an ambassador for Christ. Amen. Yes. I've been blessed with the authority to carry his word and to share the gospel. That's the thing. Gage, thanks so much for following. Welcome in. Okay, so his leaders of his raiding bands go in while he's asleep during the heat of the day, and he was taking a noonday rest. They came into the midst of the house as if to get wheat. So this was very, very common. LeBurk, thanks for following. Appreciate you. This is extremely common for leaders of different bands of troops to come in the day before and pick up food for their soldiers. So they would have it prepped for the next day. So he comes in, or they both come in, and it would have been totally normal to see him come by. So they're coming in as if to get wheat. And they go in while he's asleep, and they stab him in the stomach. And then Rechab and Baanah, his brother, escaped. Hold on. He came in the midst of the house to get wheat. They stabbed him in the stomach. When they came into the house, as he lay on his bed in his bedroom, they struck him and put him to death and beheaded him. And they took his head and went by the way of Arabah all night. How did Jesus blend in Egypt if he was white or Arab? I don't know what you're referring to, Wakanda Nerdverse. He was Hebrew. Thanks, Gage. I appreciate the encouragement. Does this go somewhere? I feel like that goes somewhere. It does go somewhere. Okay, cool. This is Dark Souls 3. See, fancy boy, heavily shackled by lust and trying to break free. Any words of encouragement? Man, I was for a long time, dude. A long time. And I felt like the way that you phrased that is exactly what I felt. It's like I'm shackled by this thing. I cannot overcome it no matter how much I want to or try. I started what helped me, and I had a lot of people, oh man, that was terrible. I had a lot of people tell me a whole bunch of things that would like quote unquote really, really help. And some of them would be spiritual in nature, others would be practical in nature. And none of that really, some of it would help momentarily or minorly, but man, I started praying that like, first off, that, you know, God would take the desire. I still definitely have the desire. Thankfully I have a wife that is incredible and wonderful. But what I started praying is that the Spirit would allow my love for Christ and for God to overtake the desire of my flesh. And something about that, man, I don't know. I just started praying that every day, and every time I felt tempted, that was what I would pray. Like, let my love for you overwhelm the love for my own flesh. And that was, I just kept waking up every day praying that, and then I kept waking up and it would be another day without dealing with it, you know? And so, like, that's been where my heart has been, is for a long time, it was like, there was all these other underlying reasons that I was wanting to stop, for my own confidence, for my relationships, for my fear of judgment. There was all these reasons I was quote unquote wanting to stop that weren't actually bound up in my love for Christ. I don't know what's going on. Oh, come here. Ouch. Oh my goodness, they do a lot of damage. Or was that just two hitting at once? Let's roll this way. So for me, man, that is what changed things for me, is like focusing on why on earth am I wanting to stop this? Is it for me? Like, is it for my own selfish desire? Or is it because I actually love Christ in the way that I should, and my desire for him is so much more than my desire for the fulfillment of my own flesh? Hello. There's something about that changed things. So that's my encouragement there is, man, make sure that the root of why we're doing something is actually bound up in the true reason we should. Because I think it's a lot like, this is the comparison, but based upon what we Yeah, dude. The other thing is, man, the more that we focus on our sin, like Christ set us free from our sin so that we're free from it. The more that we focus on our sin, the more that we sin. So the more that I'm looking at how do I stop this sin, the more I'm staring at my sin and giving way to my that looks terrifying. That was what it was for me, at least, is the more that I would stare at my sin, the more that I would sin. And I was essentially not claiming the freedom that Christ had already given. Great. Hold on. Let's walk around. What's up, Brick? Thanks for following, man. Yeah, the other thing, man, to really that really helped me was focusing on the truth that it's like my actions or lack of actions do not affect my salvation. I'm not putting away this sin for the sake of my salvation. I'm putting away this sin for the fact that I'm already saved and I'm no longer bound to this thing. Hold on. One. Oh, come on, dude. Let's go this way. Come back over here where we can be alone. I should have kept my fireball thing because this has no distance on it. Come here. Okay. That was close. It's almost got dicey there. Watch this. Nope, he took too long. One. We did it. Great job, everybody. Good work. Great to be here. He drops nothing. Wow. Oh, Black Knight Sword. Is that a strength weapon? I gotta figure out what sword I'm gonna use. Also, we can carry this now. We should try that at some point. Let's see. Where is it? Black Knight Sword. Yeah, it's kind of a quality weapon. Executioner's great sword is, though. That's how I feel, Fancy. Thank you for your time and words this morning. Absolutely, dude. I'll be praying for you too, man. Come back and check in. Let's follow up with each other. I just want to encourage you. There is freedom there, even if it feels like there's not. And the other thing is the key in my mind is realizing your place and your role is not to make yourself perfect for him. It's for him to make you perfect through him. What's up, Alex? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed today. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. I get lost, guys. I get very, very lost in this area. I'm probably running to a place I've already been. Oh, that's a rat I haven't seen before. Maybe not. There we go. We're good. Okay. So they behead Ishbosheth. What's up? Fly No Cry. Welcome in. It's good to see you back, man. Hello. Let's go this way. I think this is the there's like a hard human enemy somewhere in here. We're good. We got it. What proverb is for today? We did Proverbs 18. This encourages us to work hard. Whoever is slack in his work is a brother to him who destroys. That's the proverb of the day. Okay, so they kill him. They kill Ishbosheth. This guy's got no loyalty, no true loyalty, and now he's reaping the reward of that. Abner is dead. He's lost all confidence. Two of his military leaders kill him in his sleep. Illusion ahead. I think that's just a regular. This is regular, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, that's the illusion. Okay, one second. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. And there's nothing there. That was useless. Okay, good. We're probably going to die down here. We'll probably have to run back. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Oh, that's hitting me. Oh, it's still hitting me. Nice. Solid work. Roll out. There's another one somewhere. Is he chasing me around the stump? Okay. We're good. We're good. Good work. All right. The other thing that I'll say here, Fugue's sword is nearby. Cookie, what is Fugue's sword? Is that a good strength weapon? That's what I need to know. So it also, this does point Fume Ultra Greatsword. Oh, cool. We'll have to find it. That sounds sweet. Oh, hello. Oh, no. All right, we're good. This also points to Ishbosheth's lack of foresight, wisdom, I guess, is what I would say here. So the fact that there you have a king who is sleeping with no guards is a very, very interesting point, that he lacks wisdom and foresight in a lot of ways. Where's that trail down to the guy that I'm supposed to fight? Is it this way? No, that's where I came from. We'll have to get that sword. Because essentially he's just sleeping with no guard over his actual house, and he's a king. So they take his head and went by the way of Arabah all night, and brought the head of Ishbosheth to David at Hebron. So in their minds, this is actually somewhat of a common practice, this concept of doing good for a king to gain reward, and this would have been quote-unquote good, because they were essentially taking out his quote-unquote enemy. Oh, hello. Is this it? Is that the... Man, with a big stick, this is such a different game. My thanks. There it is. We did it. I'm totally out of heals. Totally out of heals. We got it, Cookie. I don't think I can survive going to grab those. I'm not going to try them. Night Slayer's ring. That. I haven't looked at rings in a while. Slightly boost dexterity. Lose nut. No. Enemies lose more stamina when guarding attacks. Greatly boost power. I should switch these two. Switch this for this. Here we go. And let's do this one. Sweet. We're good. Okay, so they bring him the head. Right? And then this is what they claim. This is the same thing, by the way. This is a very, very similar concept to what Abner did in a lot of ways. What's up, Boba? Good morning. Welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. Very, very similar thing to what Abner did. So Abner comes and he's like, hey, the Lord's given this land into your hand. Now I'm going to come and work for you. When the heart of what he was doing had nothing to do with God's will. This feels like death. Is this just death for me? Oh, that looks like a fog wall. That's not a fog wall. Hello. This is going to be the way to do it. Okay, good. And I rolled off. I'm dead. I'm never going to find my way back here. There's no chance. No chance. All right, so they come in and they're like, hey, here is the head of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, your enemy who sought your life. The Lord has avenged my lord the king this day on Saul and on, yeah, that was a chaos roll. You're right. This day on Saul and on his offspring. So, listen, we've done the Lord's work here. You're welcome. We're here to help you and to provide this for God. So essentially, they've gone and they've said, hey, we've sinned grievously, all for the sake of you and for the sake of God. You're welcome. We're here to accept our award. Oh no. Okay, we're not going that way. We're going this way. We're going to drop in this hole again. Find our way back. Boom. Get killed by this guy. You just roll through it. That's the key. Oh no. We're good. We got it. Pray for me. My boss wants to talk to me. I don't know what now before I kill myself. First off, don't kill yourself. Erich von Erich. There are a lot of jobs to do, but also you have no idea if it's even bad. But I will be praying for you, man. I will. I'm praying that it's blessed and that God leads you in the direction that you should go, and that it's first and foremost positive. But if not, that it would be a door opening elsewhere. What I've learned, man, like I've worked a lot of places in my life, and there is an unending opportunity that is out there. And all I need to do is wake up and work for the Lord every day. Work as unto the Lord, I guess is what I should say. So work as if I'm working for God, and He works it all out. But I will be praying for sure, man. Okay, so we've done the Lord's work. I'm doing a 24-hour fast. Nice, Boba. That's awesome. I really love fasting. It is one of my favorite things to do. I think I'm headed the right way. This is where I was before. Okay, thank you. Good. Okay, we got that. We got that. Perfect. Well done. We did it. I'll be praying your fast as well, too. God directs you in that. Okay. But David answered, Rechab and Benah, his brother, the sons of Ramon, the Beerothites. Remember, these guys are of the tribe of Benjamin. Ishbosheth did have the right to the kingship line from a human perspective. So that's something else that's massively important for us to keep in mind as we're reading this, is Ishbosheth was not necessarily in sin by taking his role as king. It was his authority to do so. He was the direct descendant of Saul. He would have been next up for the throne. And so that's an important caveat to this conversation of what we're talking about is, and David sees this correctly, right? David doesn't see Ishbosheth as being sinful. Ishbosheth does have the right to the throne. And so these men are like, well, we're going to kill for David and for God. We've been following this other guy this whole time, and now we're going to essentially do a grievous sin in order to keep ourselves on the right side. So essentially, Ishbosheth only had loyalty based upon his perceived strength at the time. And once that was gone, once Abner was dead, now everyone's just trying to align themselves with David so they're not in fear of losing their life for essentially agreeing to come alongside Ishbosheth. The names confused me after a while. Sorry. That worked out. Oh, no. There we go. All right, let's go. I think we're just going to run past these guys. They can stay over there and keep shooting stuff at us. So, as the Lord lives, who redeemed my life out of every adversity, when one told me, behold, Saul is dead, that's the other thing to note here is this has already happened once. Remember, the Amalekite comes after Saul is dead and is like, listen, I found him. He asked me to kill him. I was gracious to him. I killed him mercifully, right? I didn't allow him to suffer. I've been such a good man. Now will you reward me? I've brought his kingly garbs to you. And swing. Okay, see, he's got like this multi-patterned. We should try parrying him. That's what we should do. I bet you we can. So when one told me, behold, Saul is dead, and thought he was bringing good news, I seized him and killed him at Ziklag, which was the reward I gave him for his news. How much more, right? So this guy, at least based upon what he told me, this guy at least was bringing me news of someone who is already dying. You yourselves have taken this upon you to kill him yourself, and now you come and bring me quote unquote good news, right? How much more when wicked men have killed a righteous man in his own house on his bed? Rotating. Nice try. It's not going to work this time. Oh, that's the wrong way. Is it this way? I think it was the other way. I don't know where this is taking me. Oh, this just takes me to the same spot? That's good to know. We're resting and then we're on that stairwell. All right. Wicked men have killed a righteous man in his own house on his bed. Shall I not now require his blood of your hand and destroy you from the earth? So David here is holding super fast to his convictions. He's done this the entire time, which is cool to see. But what's crazy about this is I'm so lost. I'm pretty sure that I'm heading the right way. We're good. Running through. Roll. All right. We're good to go. Nope, wrong way. I don't want to fight two of them at once. Swing right. Go. Hold on. That's the way. We're doing it. We got it. We found it. Going. Keep going. Okay. This way. We're good. We're going to know this place like the back of our hands after this. Hurt me. Hurt me. Whaley Harold. Thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. So he holds true to his conviction, right? Hey, I'm not taking this into my own hands. God can reward me with a kingdom when he wants to, when it's his timing. And he truly believes it, right? He believes, hey, God promised this. I've already existed for the last, 20 years being hunted by the actual king of Israel, Saul, and I still didn't take him into my own hands. I still did not view that man as my enemy, though he viewed me as his, right? Saul viewed David as his enemy. David never did. David was like, listen, he's God's anointed. I'm going to live in service to him, even though he's treating me. He didn't follow up. What? I don't understand. Even though he's been treating me with contempt and hatred, I will not turn against the Lord's anointed. Ooh, we interrupted it. Hold on. Okay, didn't interrupt that. Take a drink. Wow. Seems so easy that time. All right. We got it. But this just shows, this is also like a key element of David being a man after God's own heart, right? Is he does not take this from the perspective of, listen, if opportunity shows itself, I'm going to kill. And we see that throughout the entirety of 1 Samuel. He's given multiple opportunities where seemingly God has put Saul directly into his hands to kill him. He's relieving himself in a cave. He's sleeping with all of his soldiers sleeping around him, and David is given direct authority and opportunity to kill him. And David does not take that as a sign from God, even when it literally says the Lord put the entire army into a deep sleep. And then the Lord sends Saul into this cave to relieve himself, the exact cave David and his men are hiding in. And David still is like, no, listen, God in his timing will take these people out. And it's seemingly that he expects the same thing out of Ishbosheth. He doesn't go after Ishbosheth. Joab does, right? Joab is trying to fulfill his own desire for authority over all of Israel through David. But David is like, listen, no, I mean, they've done nothing wrong. They're not a problem. Ishbosheth does have the right to the throne. And now you come and you tell me because Abner's died, his one rule of authority and strength, because that was what was keeping him in power, because Ishbosheth didn't have power of his own. He's like, now that the one guy who was keeping you guys strong is dead, you show your true colors and you kill this man and then attempt to gain my gratitude and thanks based upon evil, based upon you doing absolute evil. Look at this. Are they gonna shoot me? Oh, okay. So that can't stop. That doesn't stop the arrows. Good, good. I'm glad I hid behind it. That was great. All right, we're good. Can I go up there and stop this? So the third one's a great one to start with. So is the first one. So is Elden Ring. They're all essentially, even Elden Ring is like a fourth Dark Souls, just with a different story. It's the exact same gameplay. It's very, very good. So now he requires their blood because they have killed someone who is innocent. And David commanded his young men, and they killed them and cut off their hands and feet and hanged them beside the pool at Hebron. But they took the head of Ishbosheth and buried it in the tomb of Abner at Hebron. And there are a lot of people, hold on, we're going to die to this third guy. There are a lot of people who are like, well, why does he hold this against them? But when Joab kills Abner, he doesn't go after Joab for it. And a big part of this is understanding the rule at the time. Hold on. Roll. There you go. They just throw themselves off a cliff. That works. But we talked about yesterday, Joab killed Abner because of his blood guiltiness for his brother. So Joab did have a right for that. And he technically kills him outside the ceiling. That's not a good thing, though. Joab should not have done that. It was bad. But Joab was not deserving of death based upon the rule of law at the time. He was avenging his brother, and that was, he did have a right to do it. Did they come back? No. Okay, we're good. So David commanded his young men. They killed them and cut off their hands, hung them. And so one of the things, like as I'm reading through this, a few of the key points in my mind is that God's promises never need to be advanced through sinful behavior. Okay. Not a big fan of these guys. Come here. Throwing it through little gaps in the rocks. One more. Nope. Oh my goodness, and it killed me. It's a long run back. I have to just run past that Black Knight. Oh man, not fun. Not fun. The other thing is, man, our human fear. All right, I'm lost again. Going this way. Human fear, all it does is create instability and chaos. There is no good that comes from man's fear of a situation, of what's happening around him. It always leads to despair. And the more authority that we have, the more that we're given, the more problems it causes because it stretches beyond us. And that's what we see with people like oh my goodness. People like Ishbosheth, likely Joab was fearful of Abner as well. These two guys that were leading the raiding party that ended up dying, they create massive problems beyond just themselves based upon their own fear. And we're not called to be people of fear, we're called to be people of hope and joy and faith, right? David absolutely refuses to build his kingdom through bloodshed, which is a beautiful symbol, right? This is the guy that's essentially a type and shadow of the kingship Christ is going to bring, right? David is not perfect. He does make a bunch of mistakes and problems as he goes forward, but he showcases the way that, like, David does not force anyone into servitude of him. Nice try. Okay, come on, run. Get there first. Go, go, go. Will he climb up this? It's going to be sad if he starts climbing up this. Really, really sad. Nope, he doesn't. Good. And that's what I love seeing about this is like David's trust in God's timing and God providing the authority. He trusts completely in God providing a way to what God has promised, right? And that shows true faith, right? He's not, oh, there's something right there. he's not taking what God has said and then taking it into his own hands and trying to force it. And that's what we see happen a lot through the Old Testament. Even when we're Dragon Rider bow, even when we're watching some of these people when they're promised children, we see that happen multiple times. Where it's like, is it Abraham that's promised children in his old age? I believe so. And he goes and takes his wife is like, listen, we're not going to have kids together, so take my servant. And he ends up marrying multiple women. It causes a whole bunch of chaos and problems in his life and his family's life, and ends up causing for both Hagar and her child to be without a family, and it causes huge problems. But he took God's promise and attempted to fulfill it with mankind's mind, and it doesn't ever work. It doesn't ever go well. And what's beautiful is David refuses that. He refuses to take it into his own hands. He trusts that God is going to have his way and that he will bring about what he has promised. 1 second, we got to grab this. Let's kill these guys first. Okay, we're good. Okay, you're not getting me this time. Nice try. We did it. Great work, everybody. What do you feel about preaching the Bible but also playing a demonic game like Dark Souls? I think if you're convicted against this game, you shouldn't watch this stream. I think you should live by your convictions. And if that's your conviction, you should absolutely... there's a lot of Bible study only. This is what God has called me to do. I'm very confident in it. Right. Oh, we're not doing that. I'm going to drop off this over here. I'm worried that I'm leaving behind some sort of important item. Again. Nope. Apparently I'm not. Okay. I guess the important item was shutting that thing down. That was what mattered. Okay, cool. All right, life application. Man, if there's ever an opportunity in your life and you are attempting to take it through ungodly methods, ungodly shortcuts never lead to positive outcomes, ever. They always lead to division, death, and chaos every single time, all throughout all of the Bible. And so trusting God's timing in your own life is massively important. We did it. We're good. Trust God's timing instead of forcing results. We do get a key group of people in here that are struggling with whether it's purpose or timing on God's part. And it's like, man, looking at David's life, this guy existed for years and years, knowing exactly what the promise that God had for him was, knowing exactly what God had promised him. Okay, hold on. How do we get past this guy? One. Is he going to roll away? Yeah. Okay, cool. This might be a good spot to be. Is he blind? He must be blind. I don't know what he's doing. I'm a little afraid to attack him, though. Do I need to get out of the area and come back? I'm just guessing so. Okay. I think that's it. There we go. That's what we wanted. He needs to be stationed like that. You can cheese that mini boss. I think I am cheesing him. Build that up. 1, 2, 3. Does he have a ton of health? Seems like he might have a ton of health. Look at that. He came right back. Oh, okay. Sometimes he just decides to stop halfway through that. Let's go back over here. There we go. We're good. 1, 2. Is that it? Hey, we did it. Way to go, everybody. Oh, nice. An undead bone shard. All right. The other thing is, man, be careful not to misrepresent God's heart. This is very, very, there's certain groups that this is very common in. Thanks for the GGs, Heavenly Breath. I appreciate that. But man, we'll take things that we feel or we think, and we will throw them into our own little filter. This is a nothing. This is nothing. Okay. We'll throw them into our filter and say, hey, man, I really feel like God told me this, or I really feel like God's telling me to do this thing, or to be this thing, or to go this place. And it's really bound up in the own desires of our own heart. And even if it's quote unquote good, right, the outcome, you too, man, I got to go in the next 5 minutes as well. Just finishing out here. But be blessed, man. I really appreciate you being here every day. Erich von Erich. I really want to hear how that conversation went tomorrow if you're open for it. Like this and sit down. We're gonna go level up and then we'll go fight the boss over there. But man, we can so easily conflate our own desires, our own wants, even good things, right? Even things like going into a mission field or doing something with God's view, and we'll try to twist things by saying that God must be speaking to me, or I asked for this really obscure sign and this one thing happened and I think it was God. And so be very, very careful that we do not misrepresent the heart of God, right? And then protect your integrity during transition seasons. There are times, I mean, it may be that you're in a low point right now, but there are times where things are going to happen, where you're put in positions of authority, where things change, and making sure that you maintain what God has called you to be throughout all those transitions, because that's when you're most likely to show the true nature of your heart, or show the flesh that kind of wells up as things change. I probably didn't need that many. That's okay. Okay, let's do it. I think I want to get strength to 28. That's what I want to do, and then we'll keep moving up, because I can use a lot of the weapons if I do that. Let's do that. Be good. Okay, we got our club. You know what we can do now? I think we can actually hold our club one-handed and use an actual shield. Probably going to need some more weight so we can still roll or equipment load, but that'll be all right. All right. I think we might save this. Actually, we'll go try one time. Hold on. There we go. We're going to go try one time, and then I got to go because I got to get ready and head into work. Let's go see if we can beat this dude real quick, and then we'll go. I appreciate y'all being here. Oh, I went to the wrong spot. That was dumb. There we go. And I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is 2 Samuel 5, and this is actually the 2 Samuel 5 is what I'm actually going to be preaching on here in a couple weeks. So I'm looking forward to going through it tomorrow and then starting to prep sermon stuff for that. Looking forward to that. So tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 5:30 a.m. my time, Mountain Time. We're back here. Time for friendship. Sweet. Oh, wait, should I use... Is there someone to call in here? Hold on. No. Oh, there it is. Let's have a friend come in. Come on. Probably not going to need it, but we'll do it anyway. Watch this. Ouch. Goodness, dude. Oh, okay. All right. That goes all directions. Oh, good. Okay. Well, that was our one try. I'm going to hop off. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit, and we will be back tomorrow morning. Same time. We'll go through 2 Samuel chapter 5. This is where David is anointed king of all Israel, or he's put in authority as king of all Israel. He's already been anointed for a long time, but I think they still call it the anointing of him. Not sure. All right. With that, love you guys. Have a good day. Stay blessed. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. Love you. Bye.